salute you. We appreciate you. We salute you. We appreciate you. Yo. Amadike, one no Biafra. Odogu, Chukwu Kike Chekwagi. Let it in the rogi. Dragon Master, Biko do. My Prime Minister, Atakata Abuo. Take us to bus stop. The era you do to na yasi. Anya chikerewo. Ego ni nozi na jogodo. We want to go. Yo. Enu la. Ofoka injejenu. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Cabinet members, download. Media people, GCK. Deep down our heart, yo. Biafra, GCK. We are proud of you. We are very, very grateful. GCK. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. GCK. Nabanyagi kosidi, bigger than number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's Black Star Bitch.
They're going to push your Yo. Biafra Liberation Army. Biafra Defense Force. Biafra Marino. Biafra National League. Omunikwe Battalion. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
Biafra is here. Special thanks to Mazi Simon about the Prime Minister.
Take us to bus stop. The era you do to na yasi. Anya chikerewo. Ego ni nozi na jogodo. We want to go. Yo. Enu la. Ofoka injejenu. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Cabinet members, download. Media people, GCK. Deep down our heart, yo. Biafra, GCK. We are proud of you. We are very, very grateful. GCK. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. GCK. Nabanyagi kosidi, bigger than number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's Black Star Bitch.
They're going to push your Yo. Biafra Liberation Army. Biafra Defense Force. Biafra Marino. Biafra National League. Omunikwe Battalion. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. Nabanyagi kosidi, bigger than number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
Biafra is here. Special thanks to Mazi Simon about the Prime Minister.
na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo kwesịrị bụ zoo Nigeria lekwa Nigeria ma dọsa ya Chineke nnadị ngosi onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke Brgie jide ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna gị biko bịa ka iwe kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụladị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma, ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site ka o si wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo ekwensu bụ zuu Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dọsaa ya. Chineke nna dị ngọzi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke Brgie jide ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna gị biko bịa ka iwe kpọọ ha ọkụ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụladị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma, ọ ga
I thank you for being part of this very program. I welcome you as you join us. Please like and share the program and make sure you invite someone also to join. Do not watch the program alone. Invite somebody to join us so that we can preach this gospel. The gospel of freedom. Join us to spread this message, the message of hope, that message that brings life, the message of freedom. Wherever you are, please join us to spread this gospel. It is very important to engage in this gospel of freedom. Join us to spread this message, for it is the right thing to do. And Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to bless you as you join us on this message. My fellow Biafran, the time has come. The time for the miracle has come. That time we have waited for a very long time. Finally, that time is here. And we will continue to preach the gospel. We will never allow the enemy of Biafrans to take over the stage. We will never allow the enemy of Biafra to distract us as we prepare to move into our freedom. Wherever you are as a Biafran, tighten up your belt. The day is fast running. The day is fast spent. We are drawing very, very close to the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra. That declaration is going to be made very soon. This is something that we must do. This is a call from Chukwu Okike Abiama himself. And it's a call that we all must answer. Wherever you are today as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama to tighten up your belts. Tighten up your belts. Our freedom is sure. No man born of a woman is going to take away our freedom. No man is going to take away our freedom. We are going to overcome the enemies by fire, by force. No matter their strategies, no matter their plans, no matter their techniques, we shall overcome them, and victory is going to be ours. Wherever you are as a Biafran, the time of celebration is drawing very near. The time of celebration is drawing very, very close. The only thing you have to do is to position yourself at the right place. The Finland Convention in Lahti is coming very, very soon. If you are ready to be there, you have processed yourself. If your documents are ready, begin to prepare yourself for what is coming. I believe most of us have gotten our tickets as we wait for the D-Day. We have but a very short time. Some few days more. Wherever you are, prepare yourself. Get prepared. Don't say you are not told. Because the time has come. The time for the Biafra freedom has come. No amount of propaganda, no amount of blackmail, no amount of lies will stop us from pursuing the freedom of the Biafran people. We are going to do everything humanly possible to see that Biafra is restored. And as we speak, the government of Biafra is already doing a lot. This is just the beginning of the battle. If you think you have seen something, my brothers, my sisters, you have not seen nothing yet. The terrorist state of Nigeria is exposing themselves every day. My dear brothers and sisters, if you don't know why you will get out of the zoo, it means you are deceiving yourself. The terrorist state of Nigeria has finally shown what they are made up of. The Islamization of Nigeria has reached 95% completion. It is only the exit of Biafra that is holding them. And I bet you we are going to exit. When you look at what is happening in Nigeria today, while the Biafran people are preparing and marching strong to get out of the zoo, Nigerian government and the northern part of Nigeria are introducing more terrorist groups. More terrorist groups are rising in the northern part of Nigeria, perpetrating different kinds of evil and atrocities. And the only way you can be able to escape the evil in the land is to get out of that land. If you remain in Nigeria, Nigeria will consume you. The only way to escape this evil that is coming is to get out of Nigeria. If you don't, you will have yourself to blame. The restoration of independent state of Biafra is ongoing, and the evil in the land is increasing. Biafra is the only alternative to save humanity in Nigeria. Biafra is the only alternative to save Africa. Biafra is the only alternative to save the indigenous people in the contraction called Nigeria. I have always said it on this platform, that our purpose for asking for the restoration of independent state of Biafra is not out of greed. It is not because of resources. It is not because we are too smart. It is not because we are too brave. The reason we are demanding and asking, planning and moving ahead to restore Biafra is because Nigeria has made everybody that found himself in it an endangered species. The terrorists have completely taken over Nigeria using the criminals, the fraudsters, who will never tell you the truth. They continue to pretend. They pretend, but a time has come when they can no longer pretend. Today, the truth is coming out. Today, we are forcing them to speak the truth. We are forcing the enemies of Biafra to speak the truth. And they cannot help it but speak the truth. That is why today, from the presidency to the politicians, to the saboteurs, and to the enemies of Biafra, the truth today, they say it without knowing, and they cannot hide it. Look at what the drug baron in Asrock tweeted. The tweet of the drug baron in Asrock, it says, in a rules-based international order, states have the right of self-defense. States have the right of self-defense. But self-defense must take proportionality into account in line with global, legal, diplomatic, and moral framework. The drug baron must be talking to himself, because we, the Biafran people, the government of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, we are applying our self-defense based on international law. In fact, we started producing this education before ever he began to think of it. And the reason they are now speaking in this manner is because they have seen that the end has come. They will continue to receive woto until they leave Biafra land. And our promisers said to him, what is this criminal telling his gullible citizens? Is that Biafra panic? Of course, they are panicking. They are panicking seriously because of what is coming. And they cannot control their idiocy. They will continue to panic. And as they continue to panic, we will continue to do exploit. Biafra will continue to win. Biafra will continue to defeat the enemies. No matter where they come from, we are going to defeat them. And I want you to see the updates that are coming, for you to know that the end has come. Some people today can no longer keep silent. Every one of you knows Showore. Showore is a one Nigerian. A one Nigerian he called himself an activist. He has his own way of pursuing the freedom of his people. We have our own way of pursuing the freedom of our people. Showore have called for revolution several times. I believe by now it is clear to him that revolution cannot happen in Nigeria. You know, when we say it, he never believed it. But now I think he understands that revolution cannot happen in Nigeria. And you can see the tweet of Showore. Omoyole Showore tweeted and he said, The depth of Nigeria's ongoing deterioration has not been figured out by its people. The depth of Nigeria's ongoing deterioration has not been figured out by its people. I agree with him. The Northwest just added a deadly terrorist group to its cocktail. I agree with him. Everyone has seen it. The Northwest, they added another deadly terrorist group to their cocktails. Omoshirewe Road. The southeastern part of Nigeria has practically left Nigeria. As we speak, several federal high courts have stopped working. At Police Nigeria, Nigeria stations, police stations, commands and divisions have closed down. And today, the Court of Appeal Division in Nnewi, Enugu, and Awka have relocated elsewhere. Some of you that is watching don't know that this is happening. Remember when our Prime Minister gave the order and said that they should release every Biafran that is being kidnapped and taken to the north or the southwest? Our Prime Minister gave that order. Bring them back to Biafra land or else close down all the courts in Biafra land. The Prime Minister gave that order and told them, if you're a judge in Biafra land, relocate. If you're not a Biafran, relocate. We cannot guarantee your safety. If you are not a Biafran, relocate. After that order that our Prime Minister given, today, Showore finally is reporting it. The southeastern part of Nigeria has practically left Nigeria. As we speak, several federal high courts have stopped working. Police stations, commands, and divisions have closed down. And today, the Court of Appeals Division in Nnewi, Enugu, Awka have relocated elsewhere. You don't have to relocate elsewhere. It doesn't matter where we locate, we are going to find you out. What the order is for you to shut down or go and bring back every Biafra that have been kidnapped and taken out of Biafran region. If you go to the outdated website of the Court of Appeal, the only case they highlighted on the front page is the case against Nnamdi Kanu. They must listen. And our Prime Minister responded to that tweet. He said, Showore talking sense for the very first time, but will his followers agree with him that Southeast has practically left Nigeria under my leadership? After Southeast, we will retake South-South. After Southeast, we are going to take back South-South. And as we watch, the Zoological Republic terrorist military are receiving woto-woto. The Liberation Army of Biafra has successfully neutralized over 200 terrorists in the last 2 weeks. What this means is that the terrorists Nigeria terrorizing Biafra are now minus 200 as of today. This is the situation. Situation report is what I'm giving you for those of you who are not paying attention. And I want you to pay close attention so that you understand what is happening. Remember, one of the great writers and one of the people whom we are communicating for Tubo, Negi, he said, delighted Press Tom will nominate Senator Rubio for U.S. Secretary of State. When I was Assistant Secretary of State, Rubio was among very few members of Congress showing great interest in justice for Southern Cameroonians. Ambazonians now need unity more than ever for Ambazonia to make their case. I want you to know that something is coming. When you see the report of this man, whenever Tobo Negate speaks and writes, he writes very intelligently. And what do you expect to see are very intelligent and informed informations springing up. My fellow Biafrans, these updates are very important. This is another one. Army welcome repentant bandits. Oh my God. Just imagine. In a country where terrorists are launching new organizations, in a country where terrorists are taking over places, look at news from Nigeria. This is Nigerian news. The Nation. Nigerian news, so that you will not say I'm the one that said it. This is Nigerian news, The Nation. Why they are telling us about the appearance of new group of terrorists that are taking Nigeria. Why insecurity is increasing every day. People are being by in different kinds of places. Look at what is happening. This is The Nation. November 10, 2024. This was just yesterday. November 10, 2024. Army welcome repentant bandits. The so-called Zoo Army, they welcome repentant bandits. While they are welcoming the repentant bandits, repentant terrorists, while they are welcoming them, they are busy chasing and fighting against innocent people who want to protect their land. Do you now see why we say the zoo can never survive? Why insecurity is increasing, people are losing their life. The army is busy welcoming repentant bandit. And this word bandit is just a criminal term they use to replace terrorists. When you hear it's repentant terrorists, that's not like repentant bandit. The people that are calling bandits have ammunition more than an army. The ammunition they use, people they call bandits have shot down airplane, but they still refer them as bandits because of their terrorist agenda. And look at what the army is with all the insecurity in Nigeria. With all the insecurity, army welcome repentant bandits. And tomorrow you will come and tell me that Nigeria will work. Shame on you. For everybody from this southern part of Nigeria is still supporting the zoo. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be very, very, very ashamed of yourself. This is another message. It said breaking. The Biafran Liberation Army has successfully neutralized over 200 terrorists in the last 2 weeks. What this means is that the terrorist headquarters Nigerian Army terrorizing Biafra are now minus 200 as of today, 12/11/2024. Let them continue to recruit terrorists. As they recruit them, we will continue to neutralize them. As they continue to recruit terrorists into their army, we will continue to neutralize them. And they cannot escape it. Nigeria is a terrorist country. There is nothing anybody can say to defend it. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. And in case you think it is only us that come here and make noise and talk about it, you think we are just making noise and looking for trouble. I would like to play a program in their own conventional media. We are going to use that program for you to understand and hear from their own ground, for you to know that Nigeria is finished. Nigerian government is a terrorist government, and they will never do anything different from that. Terrorizing their citizens, taking innocent life, buying people life left and center. That is what they are good at. I want us to listen to this very program.
Agomo is in the studio this morning the capacity of a political analyst, and he's also VOP TV in-house analyst. Good morning, Barrister Darlington.
Good morning, Fina, Moses, and...
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, Darlington. How are you? Okay.
Good to have you. Barrister, a quick one. I would like to... Now, terrorists are recruiting members on social media platforms. What do you have to say about this? Is it that Nigerian government now can't do anything? Is it that the issue of terrorism now is too big for Nigerian government to cap, given the fact that we are giant of Africa? Or what is happening exactly?
The thing is that Nigeria has become...
Did you hear the question? I want you to listen so that you can know how serious the problem is. Pay attention.
Beside him is Barrister Darlington Agomo. He's in the studio this morning, the capacity of a political analyst, and he's also VOP TV in-house analyst. Good morning, Barrister Darlington.
Good morning, Fina, Moses, and...
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, Darlington. How are you? Okay.
Good to have you. Barrister, a quick one. I would like to... Now, terrorists are recruiting members on social media platforms. What?
Terrorists are recruiting members in social media platform. Terrorists in Nigeria, they are doing recruitment in social media network in Nigeria. That is what is happening as we speak.
What do you have to say about this? Is it that Nigerian government now can't do anything? Is it that the issue of terrorism now is too big for Nigerian government to cap, given the fact that we are giant of Africa? Or what is happening exactly?
The thing is that Nigeria has become a breeding ground for terrorists. We just...
Did you hear that? That Nigeria has become a breeding ground for terrorists. Nigeria has become a breeding ground for terrorists, and that is the truth.
Created an avenue for them to come in here because you have a weak leadership whereby ethnic and tribal sentiments, religious sentiments. This particular group, from the research and report we've gotten, we are invited by Fulani killer herdsmen. A newspaper went into details how these people were invited. Just like other terrorist groups, they were invited. Fina, they were invited. This one that we are calling Fulani herdsmen. But how about your political leader that went to go and call them?
Did you hear? The terrorists we are talking about were invited in the northern part of Nigeria. You see, when we say that the northern part of Nigeria are comfortable with Sharia, this is a known fact. They are much more comfortable in an Islamic state than be in the secular state. Why is it that the Nigerian government do not want to allow a breakup that will permit the northern part of Nigeria to practice Sharia as they want to practice it? Why is it that they are stopping this breakup? Allow every religion, every section to practice what they want to practice on their own area peacefully. Why is it that some idiots are standing against the disintegration of the zoo when it has already disintegrated itself? Why are you still forcing people of diverse value together? Why? That is a question for another day.
These bandits and the other terrorist groups, they were invited here. So why are you surprised? I have already predicted about 3-4 years ago when Buhari was there that, look, more of these terrorists will come into Nigeria because there is an end game. They are pursuing an agenda. As long as they have not gotten there, they will continue to come in. It's as simple as that.
What agenda do you think they are pursuing?
They want to Islamize Nigeria. What's his name? T.Y. Danjuma said it. Obasanjo said it.
How possible is it going to be to Islamize a nation that
have done it in other countries?
They want to Islamize Nigeria. That is what they are pursuing, and they are pursuing it earnestly. And you heard him say that T.Y. Danjuma spoke about that. That is true. T.Y. Danjuma talked about the plan of the government of Nigeria to Islamize Nigeria. T.Y. Danjuma made that exposition in the open before every one of us when he told people that the military is colluding, and he warned that everybody should rise up and defend themselves. He went ahead to say that if you wait for the military to defend you, you will be gone. That they are going to run you over. That the only thing you have to do is to fight and defend yourself. That was exactly what T.Y. Danjuma said. He didn't miss word when he was saying it. It was a blanket statement.
That they succeeded. Didn't you know how they took over some countries that were originally Christian communities? From what is going on in the north today, have you seen any Christian raise up his voice?
Ask them.
That place is already in their own hands.
Taken over already.
No Christian can raise up. Mention any Christian that holding any political appointment in the north today.
There is none.
Mention any Christian that is the governor in the north today.
There is none.
No, answer me. Mention any Christian that is any important political position in the north today.
None.
So they have already taken over. It's just a matter of time before they will come over here. So this thing that we have been saying since long ago, nobody wants to pass, is already happening. Look at the agenda. Recruiting youths, bribing them with money. By the way, the people they gave you their names are those sponsoring this thing. What have you done with them?
Nothing.
Pina, what have you done with them? If this thing is not a deliberate and orchestrated plan,
it is a deliberate and orchestrated plan. There is no question. It is deliberate. The insecurity in Nigeria is artificial, supported and promoted by the government itself, all in the name of satisfying their selfish interests and pursuing their evil agenda. That is why we will not stop at anything until Biafra is restored. We are going to walk away from this entity called the zoo by fire, by force, whether they like it or not.
They start on the list, and you are telling me you are fighting terrorism. Look at more are coming. Who is sponsoring them? The money they are paying those locals, who gave it to them?
Barrister, how possible is it that a country as big and great as Nigeria will not be able to trace the people who created a social media platform just to recruit terrorists?
Oh, who told you they don't know? They know. El-Rufai told you that they hear their conversation. They know where they are. Gumi told you that whenever he's going to visit his boys, the bandits in the forest, the federal government officials used to back him up. They used to go with him. Gumi said it's Sheikh Gumi. So don't tell me that they know.
All right.
So there's no two ways about that. The thing is that you and I over here, we are sleeping on our right. In fact, we are sleeping on a bicycle.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Darlington. Barrister Darlington. Let's bring Dr. Dayo in. Doctor, I with my side view, I was looking at you the way you were looking at Barrister Darlington.
Yeah.
Do you agree with his assertion?
Yeah, you see, I appreciate the passion he was speaking with. He was alluding his own reasons to religious sentiment. But between you and me, it's more than that. I wouldn't look at religious sentiment. Rather, political and economic. Political and economic. Behind the scene, I just showed you something as regards a traditional ruler collecting 700,000 from bandits and allowing those people to kill 30 of his people. You see, it will be pretty difficult for aborigines to be within their locality, and then those people that are stealing their resources will be able to do it effectively. So the only thing they can do is to create unrest, create fear, create all sort of ulabalu within that society, and then make them to flee to IDP camps. And after that, they will just be, some other people will just be, exploiting those resources. We're also together in this country about 2 or 3 years ago, when a particular traditional ruler to ban a known leader of a terrorist. It was pictured. The guy came with 300 motorcycles, and on each, we were having nothing less than 2, some 3. And we're also having security chiefs attending that. Why was that guy? He made mention of the area of political, whereby El-Rufai spoke, Gumi spoke. In fact, that of Gumi even embarrassed the whole world the more. Why was he not quizzed? Why? Sure, that means you know them. Bring them out. That means you know them. You know, I quoted Amanpo just now. Even the only late father we have that has been giving us money from the grave also mentioned it. Sonny Abacha is the only late father we have now. Tomorrow now we see send us some money. You know. Also mentioned it. That any insurgent in your territory that you cannot, it's just as this place is. As this place is. One camera got missing. You will be looking for it. And your management is telling you to keep quiet.
You're a prophet.
Tomorrow, this small clock miss. And you are talking. Because you are the one here. And then you understand. So, who is telling you your management is not aware? Listen, I'm coming, I'm sorry. One more second. Having said that, I will also want us to always appreciate our military in the middle of this. Because our military, honestly speaking, has been working. But the power that be has not been aligned then. Let me take you back. Let me take you back to that little girl, that Air Force girl, that they said somebody was reversing and killed. How can somebody be reversing in the barrel and then kill her? A little girl that had been flying seriously to dismantle.
I want you to pay attention to what this man is narrating. You know, these people, they have mentioned critical events that happens in Nigeria that shows that Nigeria is a terrorist country. When you see them talking about insecurity, the insecurity is being orchestrated by the government itself. And you have seen them mention several examples of people in power, people who are controlling affairs of that country, how they have been involved in the insecurity, including taking the life of innocent people just to protect the terrorists. Just to save the terrorists, they have taken the life of soldiers, taken the life of members of their Air Force, taken the life of important personalities. This is how evil the zoo is. But when we say it, some people think because we are saying it, it is our matter. This is something that concerns every indigenous person in that contraction. But because of their envy and jealousy, because of sheer lies and hatred, they will not agree with the view of the Biafran people. Whatever we are pursuing today, it is not out of greed. It is not out of wickedness. It is not out of hate. We are doing what we are doing today to save humanity. To save humanity. And any man on this planet Earth that cares about humanity should support the disintegration of the zoo. That is the only way forward. That is the only rescue the world can have. Apart from that, you're wasting your time.
And your management is telling you to keep quiet.
You're a prophet.
Tomorrow, this small clock miss. And you are talking. Because you are the one here. And then you understand. So, who is telling you your management is not aware? Okay. Listen, I'm coming, I'm sorry. One more second. Having said that, I will also want us to always appreciate our military in the middle of this. Because our military, honestly speaking, has been working. But the power that be has not been aligned then. Let me take you back. Let me take you back to that little girl, that Air Force girl, that they said somebody was reversing and killed. How can somebody be reversing in the barrel and then kill her? A little girl that had been flying seriously to dismantle.
The case of this girl is very, very important. You know, Nigerians forget so easily. The Zoological Republic people forget so easily. This girl he is talking about was one of the girls that Nigerian terrorist government, took her life because she was fighting against terrorists. She was one of the person that is flying one of their private jets. She went for different serious mission against the terrorists, and she was able to decimate them. But because of what she was doing, some people were not happy with her job, and they pied that girl. They pied that girl in the barrack. A soldier, a young girl, a promising young girl who was a jet fighter, a jet pilot. A pilot, they pied that girl, and they said that somebody was revising it. Today, Nigeria has forgotten and they moved on. Nobody was held accountable. Nobody was persecuted. Nothing was done up to this moment. This man have just reminded of that. When we say Nigeria is a terrorist government, it is not because we want to talk. Evidence upon evidence are there. The only thing you need to do is to pay attention, and you will understand that the zoo is not supposed to live the next second.
Appreciate our military in the middle of this, because our military, honestly speaking, has been working, but the power that be has not been aligned. Let me take you back to that little girl, that Air Force girl that they said somebody was reversing and killed. How can somebody be reversing in the barrel and then kill her? A little girl that had been flying seriously to dismantle the holds of these people in Sambisa. I will now say something. The other person that they had aircraft crash about 2 years ago, we knew what he had been saying. Lagbaja now, the traditional people in Lagbaja's village, they have been working, say their son died mysteriously. I don't know whether you read about it. Because somebody who is having cancer cannot look healthy as he was before then. They have been saying it. But the traditional, I don't know whether you follow the news.
So they want his spirits to fight those that kill them.
They will go and call the Ayilela and all the okay. But the issue is, the military, they are really working. Okay. But we need,
their work is not
we need
okay.
to talk the truth to the powers that be.
Why do you think the powers that be?
There's another article I wrote. A bewildered nation. A bewildered nation. The connivance of the leadership against its people. You need to also go and read that.
So, Dr. Dayo, are you saying that
when we are talking about leaders, it's not just political leaders, inclusive of traditional, religious, economic leaders. They are all involved in all of this.
Are you not saying that the powers that be is no longer the local people of Nigeria? Are you alluding to maybe international interference also being part of it?
Not really international interference now. When we're talking about insecurity in Nigeria, if it is, how will a person, an American, be abducted in another country, brought to Nigeria? And then the president of America will say, I need that person within 24 hours. And he put all the machinery in motion. Sincerely now, on the line. Sincerely. Was that person not found in Nigeria?
Dr. Dayo, you said something that is quite instructive. You said that the military is doing its best.
Yes.
That probably there are encumbrances here and there.
Sure, and I will explain to you.
Last week, we had the military come out to say, look, there's a new terror group in town, the Biafrans, you know?
You see the way they have been dealing with them too?
Okay.
If they are not been working, how will they know?
Okay, now we also have the same military raise alarm that, oh, look, there's a new online platform that they are using to recruit terrorists.
Is military, the military, are they the one controlling the communication industry? Don't we have the minister in charge of that? The other time.
You remember when they gave Pantami, the minister for communication? Pantami, a man that is a loyalist to the terrorists, a well-known terrorist, somebody who is a supporter of Al-Qaeda. That is the person Buhari gave communication minister. And that was the man who is in charge of your NIN or whatever they call it, that you link your cards to. They have access to all the information that is coming. when we say that these people have hijacked Nigeria, some people will still be there talking rubbish and deceiving themselves. You remember pandemic? The Nigerians never remember, but I'm sure as you are speaking, maybe they will remember.
They say yes, all your lies must be linked to your BVN, must be linked to your
NIN.
NIN. Is the military controlling that? No. The people that military, the people that the military had arrested in the past, what has happened to them? After 2 weeks, you have re-energized them. You brought them back to the society.
Exactly my question. Do you think that the military...
Is that the fault of the military?
Dr. Dayo, do you think that the military is overstretched for them to be crying out here and there?
They are being overstretched. They are being overstretched because they are working, but they are not allowing people to see their good works. Listen, people that have gone to the community to maim, to rape, to kill, to commit arson, they are now being arrested. You now say, we have to forgive them. Forgive what? No, forgive what? And you try to bring them back to the society. You think such people, their psychology, the psychology that have been implanted in them for years can be removed within 2 weeks? That was during Buhari's regime. Can be removed within 2 weeks. And you take them to the police station. Before you know it, some guy will be calling here and there. Before they will be released. So
do you take away the fact, do you take away the fact that there could be an agenda like Barrister Darlington insinuated?
You know that the way we all look at our different crystal balls, differs. Like during that general election in America, some crystal ball was showing Kamala Harris, while some was showing Donald Trump. And I was here. I put my open phone on ground. I looked at everything. I said, no, Donald Trump. Without Trump, there can't be America. You remember?
Yes.
So the way is also seeing his own. That's why I did not toe that is line of
an agenda,
religious tenets.
That is the agenda.
And I decided to come to political and economic. Do you understand? So the issue is this: either we like it or not.
Now let me stay with you on this one. Let me stay with you on this one, Doctor. When the Lakaroas came in, from what we gathered, even though we heard from investigation revealed that they had come before, stayed 6 years ago, actually. They were in Nigeria, but then were convinced to leave, which they did, only to return now. So we heard that when they returned, some individuals within the community welcomed them, embraced them, basically because they felt they meant well. What does that say to perception of security agents, where people welcome non-state actors wielding guns, embrace them, give them water, allow them into the community? What does it say about the minds of the people themselves?
Before they can be accepted, peradventure, they have been deceived. Just like we Africans were being deceived by the missionary towards our colonization before we now open our eyes. At that time, were we not having securities? We were having our own traditional securities. So here also, the security agencies are not likely to know or to have good information if those in charge of our communication, for instance, Niger Comsat, are not also given adequate surveillance.
What is the role of intelligence when you
That's where I'm going now. Intelligence. Listen.
But we have intelligence departments in the military.
Sir, the intelligence you will gather in this room will not be complete until when the gatesman has also given you a signal as regards some other things. Because you cannot see everywhere at the same time. You don't understand? You cannot see everything at the same time.
How possible?
And that was why Niger Comsat was established. And that was why they always give them money to maintain our satellites in the orbit, to be able to survey whatever is happening within the territorial integrity of Nigeria. Okay, that is one. Two, the police that are also closer to the grassroots, that are closer to the people, that are everywhere. Are they well equipped to get enough information to feed those at the top, even if they get it? To what extent are they being really remunerated?
Okay,
to
so
be able not to take money, to be able not to take money from all those people.
That,
there are a lot of things that are wrong that we need to look to
are not getting proper information. We also, how then will the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, talk about military officers selling weapons, stealing and selling weapons to non-state actors, weapons that have been used to perpetrate evil? That's some intelligence. Now, after that intelligence has been revealed, we did not hear of arrest being made. Or are we going to believe that such an intelligence information came out without names of perpetrators?
Two ways I will answer that, sir. Two ways. If truly Nuhu Ribadu has said that, he must have gotten some.
That is the problem. Why, if truly Nuhu Ribadu confessed to that the military men and the police are selling their ammunition to the criminals? The ammunition that the terrorists and the bandits are using are owned by the government of Nigeria. And it's not just by selling. We have seen videos where they left their armored tank for the terrorists. We have seen videos where they left their APC for the terrorists. We have seen different occasions where they abandoned their ammunitions indirectly for the terrorists. So why are you saying if you say, and the NSA came out and confessed to that? And up to now, some people are still ignorantly hoping that the zoo is going to be better for them.
Information before saying that, inclusive of the names of those that are involved. So if he's saying the truth, and it's not just coming to show face, to buga, let him mention those names. That is one. Two, those people that are also selling it, why are they selling it? Have you looked at the social psyche of why they are doing that? Peradventure, because I don't know them. I don't know why they are doing it. But I'm just saying peradventure. Okay. They are not well remunerated.
So we're postulating.
And they need to feed. They need to survive.
So we are postulating now. Okay.
They need to survive.
Okay. I'm not going to postulate now. Let's look at facts on ground. Let me come to Barrister. Barrister, the facts on ground is that certain individuals have been, I don't want to use the word co-opted, but certain individuals have been drafted. Yes, I think that's a better word. Drafted into the military. Some of them, repentant terrorists. They've been, de-radicalized and then brought into the military. Could it be that Nigeria in itself has aided these insurgents in continued perpetration of, insecurity by bringing in some of these individuals into the military, thereby tutoring them on the proper way of militarization?
It's very obvious.
And if that be the case, what then should Nigerians do, or Nigeria?
What you should do is what we are doing now.
Talk about it.
Tell them where their minefields are. Tell them where they are missing it. Tell them what is to come, so that nobody will be taken unawares. Everything we have said about these people is what is happening. I mentioned the religious sentiment, but my colleague here wants to dismiss it. But I will not, because that's the first thing. Every other thing is just, circling around it. But the first thing is religious sentiment. If not, why would a Sheikh Tenshi tell the whole world that Tinubu's wife is an infidel? That God told him that she should be killed. What does that mean? Is that not religious sentiment? Very provocative statement that can cause problem anywhere. No, tell me. Why would an NFI be telling us he knows them this and that too? Yes, nobody did anything. All the actions and utterances of these people is centered around religious sentiment. This economic thing is bygone because they are not even better off economically. They are not better off. So it is religious agenda they are pursuing. These people that came in here, didn't you hear? They said they are jihadists from Mali and Niger. Jihadists. What does jihad represent? So whatever we are saying here now, except we remove religious sentiment out of the equation, this thing will never end. Because the people that are funding and fueling it have all religious agenda in their mind.
So in other words, Barrister, you're saying that the people that the Lukarawas who have been with the Nigerian citizens in some parts where they were before they started killing them, that they did not brainwash the people to be with them.
No, they are preaching religious sentiment.
You know, because I wonder how people will move into a community in drones and
what's it
they'll be there.
Western education, Western civilization is evil. Is that not religious sentiment? Please tell me. It is their agenda, first and foremost. That is, even all the people they took over from Africa, that was originally Christian community, from Turkey to Iraq to even Libya. Go and check religious sentiment. And I ask myself, come, all these other places that you have Islamic states, are they better off? Is that not where all these problems are coming from all over the world? Go and check all the Islamic states in the world, always at crisis.
Why do you think
and
so?
I've said it that the only relative peace we enjoy today is because of the Christian South.
Why will you say so, Barrister?
Because we have not been reacting the way they are reacting. Imagine if a Christian had told Buhari's wife what then she told Tinubu's wife. Imagine.
Barrister Darlington, how far do you think this agenda can succeed? If you look back historically, you know, the jihad stopped somewhere around the middle belt.
And that continued from there.
So, but what I'm saying is that people from the south resisted. They even resisted the white man up until a point that they were overpowered. How far do you think that agenda can thrive at this moment, in this modern time?
Mr. Okoro, what they did not finish in 1804, they want to finish it now.
Exactly what I'm saying. The question I'm asking, how far do you think they can go?
In fact, they have even gone far. Because right now, these people have surrounded all your forests, all your village in Nigeria today. Mention any state where they don't have a foothold in Nigeria. Mention one state.
Ekiti State.
They are there. They are there. Don't deceive.
Are they in the southeast?
They are there.
Are they also in the southeast with ESN also holding way, saying they won't come?
What is ESN fighting? Go to Mbano.
With Amotekun.
I'm telling you, southeast now. Yes, they are still in Ondo. They are still in Ondo there. They are still there. I said, please, mention any particular state in Nigeria today that these people don't have a presence. You can't find one. So what are you saying? The bishop, they kidnapped him somewhere in Abia State. When they came out, they sent them a message that they are waiting for signal to strike, that they have taken over the whole forest. They told us. And you can see it happening on daily basis. The thing is that you and I, we don't even see it as a problem. But it's a very big problem because the North never thought it could happen, but it has happened. Look at the North now. All this is that when we say it, people just dismiss it as nothing. It is going to happen because that's the original agenda. Borota, I told you that this campaign is a 20-year program. 20 years. A chief of army staff told us this before he left office. And since that time, have they let go? No. Every day they keep honing and working on their plan, and it's working for them. From the military to the leadership of the government, they want to be there so that they can be able to influence the opinion and decision. Is that what's going on? So when people leave the real issue, and they are pursuing what is not, that is what they want to divert your attention. They want you to think that it is this. So meanwhile, they are going this way. It's a deliberate plan.
All right,
If not, why would ordinary Fulani herdsmen all of a sudden? These are people we have been living with.
Barrister, I'll come back to you on this one. I'd like to respond to this one, but let me first take the response of Dr. Dayo. Doctor, yesterday Nigerians were made aware that the president would be traveling to Riyadh, which he did. He has landed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where he will be talking, giving out Nigeria's position on the Israeli-Hamas crisis and calling for a one-state solution to that crisis. And of course, calling for a ceasefire. Nigeria being part of Nigeria, which according to the constitution is a secular state.
Two-state solution.
you can see for yourself the confirmation of Nigeria being an Islamic state. When we say Nigeria has been Islamized, people doubt it. We see the drifting on how they are moving. Today, Tinubu is cementing it. It is no longer in the secret. And this is one of the reasons why we want to be on our own. We want to be on our own because whatever they are discussing here has nothing to do with us. Whatever they are discussing here have nothing to do with us, the Christian side. It has nothing to do with us. Any discussion here that they are making at the expense of the country, whatever expenses are being done here is for them. We are not carried along. We are not part of it. So how can we continue to pretend that we are still part of these people? We are not, and we will never be.
Two states of solution. Nigeria being a secular state, is part of the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and under that umbrella, can attend the Arab Islamic Summit in Saudi Arabia. Earlier on the show, we talked about how the president's position buttresses, what is going on back home in Nigeria. If he's talking about a two-state solution, what is he saying about agitations back home in Nigeria? Should Nigeria be speaking in that regard, knowing that a lot is being done back home?
Yeah, you see, that's why I talked about walking the talk. You remember again, during the crisis in Nigeria Republic, it was is this still the chairman of ECOWAS?
He was at the time, he still is.
At that time, he was newly instituted as the chairman of ECOWAS, and he wanted to do big boy show. I was among those that wrote to him, Mr. Man, let us first of all settle our problem here before you go there. And again, that place you say you want to go and war, do you even understand the problem? Do you know what they are facing with France, who has been their former colonial master? Okay? Now you are going to Hamas, you are going to this, you are going to that. You are not even sorting out. Remember, let me also give you this one for free. EPA, leader of IPOB.
Simon Ekpa.
Simon Ekpa.
Prime Minister.
Yes. Congratulated the newly appointed chief of staff to Trump. You know why? Because I read that she was among those that have been negotiating for IPOB, the independent state of Biafra. Okay? Now, Trump is there as the president-elect. When he comes in, is he thinking? I mean, President Tinubu, is he thinking? Is he being proactive in his thinking that relationship between Samuel Ekpa and the newly appointed chief of staff to president-elect, they will not increase that tempo? What is he doing proactively towards that? So my take is this. In Yoruba, they will say, efotele, enpalapalapa. How do we say that in English?
You left the rashes. You left the cancer.
You are living the real thing, and you are following what is inconsequential. Yeah, okay. Do you understand? Yes. Now, you need to sit down in your country to sort certain issues. One, that of Biafra. Oduduwa is there. You are not thinking about it. Meanwhile, you are talking about how to bring the whole region together. You just established one ministry now, something integration or whatever. What are you doing as you get what is happening in your country? Sit down here and sort this. It's not that we want to see you working and stop coming up with policies of assault all of the time.
Barrister, let me throw this question to you as well. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, charity begins at home.
Oh.
The problem at home is man-made, and it is man that will solve it, except they don't want to solve it. For example,
that is the answer. The problem is man-made. The insecurity in Nigeria is man-made. It is man-made. When they say, oh, the Biafra land is insecure, the Simon Empire is causing insecurity, the insecurity is made by government itself, not Simon Empire. Get it straight.
Everybody from Buhari to Tinubu have told them, release Nnamdi Kanu, whom the court have told you, so let this man go. Is that not a way of solving a problem? You refuse. You feel as if it does not matter. Meanwhile, the problem is festering. Are you telling me that with the continued incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, his people are going to relax? It's not possible.
Incarcerated upon what?
It's not
upon
possible.
It's fundamental human rights.
It's not possible because the court has said it. That is what is breeding the insecurity in the Southeast. Everybody have told Tinubu, release this man. He refused.
So okay. The accusation of Simon Ekpa that the military are the terrorists themselves, or they are the ones aiding and abetting them. Do you think that also is a line? Should he even come up at this point?
It's not even Simon Ekpa. The national secretary of that I told you that the weapons they bought for Nigerian military, they are selling it to terrorists. Is that not true?
Who are the people selling it to the terrorists?
He said
is it you or me?
He said the police and the military, they are selling it to terrorists.
All right.
So, whether anybody wants to agree or not, state officials are complicit in insecurity in Nigeria.
Barrister Darlington, thank you. I like the fact that I want us to talk about the agenda again and how you think it will succeed. We had a previous government, the Buhari government, that had people at the hierarchy, military hierarchy, the security architecture, all of them were probably Muslims and from the north.
Exactly.
But we have a situation now, we have a new a new president. The chief of army staff is Yoruba, he's Christian. The chief of defense staff is Christian. The chief of naval staff is Igbo, he's Christian. IGP is Yoruba, he's Christian. We have the DSS, Yoruba, SSS. From the west, SSS and all of that. So, do you think that these people are able to drive this agenda conclusively, having these other men at the top of our security architecture?
Okoro, there are people that are holding position on behalf of some people. You are just there.
Thank you.
But you are not
just control. There. That is the thing.
You can see it all over the place.
You
there
must always obey them.
Today, even if you want to do it.
Why so?
The North will shout down at him. I'm telling you, authority.
The North said, don't move CBN, don't move MPA. He did, and nothing happened.
Hold on. Leave all those ones. All those ones are secondary. There are things he cannot do.
They asked him to withdraw the tax reform. He said no.
Listen very well.
Okay.
These people that you are mentioned now, okay, since they are in charge, what are they doing? Have they done anything significantly against this?
All right, then. Well, this will be a good place to
what I'm not saying is that forget about the position.
Has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
That is the conclusion of the whole matter. The zoo has fallen. If you don't know that the zoo has fallen, you better know it now. What the Prime Minister has just said now is the conclusion of the matter. And I want you to know that the zoo has fallen. Wherever you are, you must stand strong. You must remain objective. You must remain focused because your freedom is not coming from Nigeria. It is coming from abroad.
I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is a fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in order. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
And we are not going to stop. I want the world to understand me very clearly. We are not going to stop. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how many lives they extinguish. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies they bring with them into our land. We are not going to stop. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody remotely interested in justice and peace must understand this. Our destination is freedom, and that very place we're heading to is Biafra. And nobody, no soul on this earth can stop us. Instead of Biafra not to come, we all perish. I want our adversaries, our enemies to understand this very, very clearly. We are not going to retreat, not one iota, not 1 inch, because Biafra must come. Because the hatred have continued to this very day. As I'm speaking and addressing all of you right now, they are still arresting, extrajudicially murdering people in our land, people who are alien to our culture, our way of life, our tradition. They are in our land directing their people to slaughter, to kill without mercy. Unfortunately, those we regard as political leaders have connived with these people to ensure the decimation of their own population. That is the type of nonsense we can no longer condone, as you all know.
Nobody is talking about the agreement and how Nigeria become a country from amalgamation to fake independence to today present Nigeria. They put it under the carpet because nobody have risen up to challenge them. Nobody have risen up to question the existence of Nigeria. Until now, we are questioning it under the Biafra government in exile. I will question it with gun, we will question it with bomb, we will question it with civility, we will question it diplomatically, and we will question it politically. And that is the multi-dimensional approach. That thing they are avoiding to discuss, that particular existence of Nigeria, on continuation of Nigeria, they have been avoiding to discuss, will be forced to discuss. They will be forced with the activities and the actions of the Biafra government in 2024. That's where we are going. That's why all these shenanigans, all this their regional government, all this nonsense you see happening are happening today. And they have not actually started hitting the point, because the point remains the continual existence of Nigeria as a country. They are not discussing it. What was the agreement of 1914? What was the agreement thereafter? Independent. What happened for after the 100 years of Nigeria? Nobody is discussing it. Our own British mandate terminated in 2014. That was when the British mandate terminated. When they say you have 100 years, after that we decide.
You have heard the message, and it is very clear. Wherever you are, understand that the only way forward for us is to exit the zoo. And that exit is going to happen from the 29th of this month up until the 3rd of next month. Is going to be a massive period that the Biafrans are going to speak in a loud voice. Biafrans are going to assemble in Finland, and it's going to be massive. Thank you so much for being with us. Please continue to support our Prime Minister, continue to support the Biafran government, and prepare for the exit. The declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra is going to happen very, very soon. And there is no going back. We are equal to the task. And our Prime Minister is going to lead us to freedom. Hear this for the...
So, Ayala, Biafra nala, Ayala na lanso. Mbanu kailawa. Aka kuchonwa. Aka kuchonwa. We are unstoppable. We are indefatigable. The 14 states of Biafra. One. Ayana. Chidere. Oh, they go ya. Chidera in Biafra. Ayala wala. Mandino no obodo Igbo. Mandino na Nigeria. Mandino na mba ụwa ọzọ dị iche iche. Obi kadawala. Ọ na-akpanyụ n'ugwu na ndịda. Oge ụnụ anyị erugo. Webe ọṅụ. Webe ọṅụ. Webe ọṅụ. Eluigwe na-enwe ọṅụ. Anyị apụọ. Anyị apụọ. Ana m anụ ya. Na so. Bayagba, 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 bayagba. Sugar. Na so we dey do am. Papa tiri ya nwa ayo. Mama gbara m egwu a. Nwayọ. Ụmụaka ụmụ Biafra ụmụ ọma. Anyị ananụ. Anyị ananụ. N'obodo ụmụ ahụ. Obodo kwere anyị na nkwa. Ekene otito dị n'ọbasi nke igwe. Ego etito nke abịa m ụra. Onye na-etinye ụzọ ebe ụzọ na-adịghị. Odumala. Biafra, omen, una.